Hey there, book lovers. Welcome back to the Book Lounge, the ultimate hangout for curious minds and hungry readers. Let me ask you this. Are you tired of living paycheck to paycheck or wondering how to finally crack the code to financial freedom? Imagine if someone handed you a clear, no-nonsense roadmap to build wealth and transform your money mindset. Sounds like a game changer, right? Well, in today's video, we're unpacking Millionaire Mission, a 9-step system to level up your finances and build wealth by Brian Preston. This isn't just another book about money. It's a complete blueprint for achieving the financial life you've always dreamed of, no matter where you're starting from. Stick around because you'll discover actionable steps to grow your income, crush debt, and master the habits of successful millionaires. By the end of this video, you'll feel more empowered and equipped to take control of your finances and your future. So, grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's get started. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. Chapter 1. Respect the FOU and Ground Rules. Chapter 1 sets the foundation for the journey toward financial independence by focusing on 2 critical elements: understanding the influence of your family of origin and establishing essential ground rules to guide your financial decisions. This chapter isn't just about money. It's about self-awareness and creating a mindset that sets you up for success. Respect the FOO, family of origin. The chapter begins by emphasizing the importance of understanding how your upbringing and family dynamics shape your relationship with money. Your family of origin, or FOO, refers to the environment you grew up in, your parents, caregivers, and the financial habits and beliefs they modeled for you. These early experiences leave a lasting impact on how you handle money as an adult, whether you're aware of it or not. Did your parents talk openly about money? Did they teach you the value of saving? Or did they live paycheck to paycheck? Maybe you grew up in a household where financial discussions were taboo, creating a sense of mystery or even fear around money. The chapter challenges you to reflect deeply on these influences and recognize how they might be shaping your current behaviors. Respecting your FOU doesn't mean blaming your parents or using your upbringing as an excuse. Instead, it's about acknowledging their influence, learning from their strengths and mistakes, and deciding what habits to embrace or discard. The key takeaway here is to identify any limiting beliefs you've inherited, such as money is the root of all evil or rich people are greedy, and replace them with empowering beliefs that align with your financial goals. Set ground rules for financial success. Once you've reflected on your FOU, it's time to establish the ground rules that will serve as your guiding principles on your millionaire mission. These rules act as the backbone of your financial plan, helping you stay disciplined and make consistent progress. The chapter highlights a few non-negotiable ground rules that are essential for building wealth. 1. Live below your means. The concept is simple but powerful. Spend less than you earn. It's easy to fall into the trap of lifestyle inflation, where your expenses grow alongside your income. However, true financial growth comes from maintaining discipline, resisting the urge to upgrade unnecessarily, and channeling your surplus income towards savings and investments. 2. Pay yourself first. One of the most transformative rules is prioritizing your financial future. Treat your savings and investments as non-negotiable expenses, just like rent or utilities. Automate your savings if possible, so you're consistently setting aside money without relying on willpower. Number 3, avoid debt like the plague. Debt is one of the biggest obstacles to wealth building. The chapter emphasizes the importance of minimizing bad debt, like credit cards or personal loans, and being strategic about using good debt, like a mortgage or student loans. Every dollar you owe to someone else is a dollar that can't be invested in your future. 4. Have a long-term perspective. Building wealth isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. The chapter encourages readers to think in terms of decades rather than weeks or months. Patience and consistency are your best allies when it comes to financial growth. Number 5, practice gratitude and contentment. While the mission is to level up your finances, it's equally important to find joy in what you already have. Gratitude helps you stay grounded and resist the constant pressure to keep up with the Joneses. This mindset shift allows you to focus on meaningful goals instead of chasing fleeting material satisfaction. key insights, and practical exercises. To make these concepts actionable, the chapter includes some thought-provoking exercises. For example, it encourages readers to sit down and write a money autobiography. Reflect on pivotal money-related moments from your childhood. What lessons did they teach you? How have those experiences influenced your financial habits today? Another exercise involves creating a personal financial mission statement. This statement serves as a reminder of your why, the deeper reason behind your desire to build wealth. Whether it's providing a better future for your family, gaining freedom to pursue your passions, or giving back to your community, your mission statement keeps you motivated and focused. Why this chapter matters. Chapter 1 lays the psychological groundwork for the rest of the book. It forces you to pause and reflect, ensuring you're not blindly following financial advice without understanding your own biases and patterns. By respecting your FOU, you gain clarity about your starting point. By setting ground rules, you establish a framework to guide your decisions and avoid costly mistakes. This chapter reminds us that wealth isn't just about numbers, it's about mindset. Respecting the FOU and adopting strong ground rules isn't a quick fix, it's a lifestyle shift. It's about breaking free from limiting beliefs, committing to intentional choices, and aligning your actions with your long-term goals. As you move forward in the Millionaire Mission, these foundational insights will serve as your compass, keeping you on track as you navigate the challenges and opportunities on the path to financial freedom. Chapter 2. Step 1. Keep your financial life out of the ditch. The first step to building wealth isn't about chasing investments or doubling your income. It's about protecting yourself from financial disaster. This chapter highlights a crucial truth. No matter how much progress you make, a single unexpected event can derail everything. That's why the first mission is to keep your financial life out of the ditch by preparing for the inevitable emergencies that life throws your way. The focus here is on one essential principle: cover your highest deductible. Think of your deductible as the amount of money you need to pay out of pocket before your insurance kicks in. Whether it's your health insurance, car insurance, or homeowner's policy, understanding your deductible is critical because it represents your minimum financial exposure in a crisis. If you don't have enough set aside to cover it, you're exposing yourself to unnecessary risk. The chapter introduces the idea of an emergency fund, which serves as your financial safety net. Unlike savings for future goals or investments for wealth growth, this fund exists solely to protect you from the unexpected: medical emergencies, car repairs, or even job loss. The recommended starting point is simple. Save at least enough to cover the highest deductible across all your insurance policies. This ensures you're never caught off guard by expenses you can't afford. Beyond the practicalities, there's a deeper psychological benefit to having this safety net in place. Emergencies are stressful enough on their own. Having an emergency fund doesn't just protect your wallet, it protects your peace of mind. It gives you the confidence to face unexpected challenges without panic or desperation, allowing you to focus on solutions rather than the financial fallout. This chapter also warns against common mistakes people make when it comes to emergencies. First, relying on credit cards to cover unexpected costs is a dangerous habit. While it might seem like a quick fix, it often leads to high-interest debt that can spiral out of control. Second, borrowing from friends or family can strain relationships and add emotional stress to an already challenging situation. Building your own safety net is a far more empowering and sustainable strategy. Another key insight is the importance of separating your emergency fund from your everyday money. Keep it in a separate, easily accessible account, one that isn't tied to your checking or regular savings. This physical separation reduces the temptation to dip into it for non-emergencies and ensures it's always there when you truly need it. The chapter emphasizes that this step isn't optional, it's essential. Without this safety net, every other financial goal is at risk. You can't invest for the future or build wealth if you're constantly scrambling to recover from setbacks. Protecting yourself from falling into the financial ditch gives you the stability to pursue your bigger goals with confidence and focus. Ultimately, this chapter is a call to take responsibility and prepare for the unexpected. By covering your highest deductible and building a solid emergency fund, you're not just shielding yourself from disaster, you're creating a foundation of security that will support your financial journey for years to come. Chapter 3, Step 2, Love That Free Money. In the pursuit of financial freedom, one of the easiest and most powerful opportunities to grow wealth is often hiding in plain sight, your employer's retirement match. This chapter introduces a simple but essential rule: never leave free money on the table. If your employer offers a match on your retirement contributions, maximizing it is one of the smartest financial decisions you can make. At its core, this step is about recognizing and seizing the opportunity for guaranteed returns. An employer match is essentially free money that your employer contributes to your retirement account, matching a percentage of what you contribute. For example, if your company matches 100% of your contributions up to 5% of your salary, that's an immediate 100% return on the money you put in. No investment in the stock market, real estate, or elsewhere can guarantee returns like that. Failing to take advantage of this benefit is equivalent to walking away from free wealth-building opportunities. The chapter makes a compelling case for prioritizing this step over any other financial strategy because it offers both immediate and long-term rewards. By contributing enough to capture the full employer match, you're not only growing your retirement savings faster, but also benefiting from compound growth, the magic that allows your investments to snowball over time. The chapter also addresses a common hesitation: the belief that retirement is too far away to start saving now. This mindset is a trap. The earlier you start contributing, the more time your money has to grow. Even small contributions made consistently over decades can lead to significant wealth thanks to the power of compounding. And by maximizing your employer match, you're doubling your contributions right from the start. Another powerful insight is the emotional shift that comes with focusing on your retirement savings. Participating in your employer match program fosters a sense of ownership and responsibility for your financial future. It's a commitment to your long-term goals and a way to safeguard yourself against the uncertainty of relying solely on Social Security or other external factors. This chapter also offers practical advice on how to implement this step. First, take the time to understand your employer's retirement plan and match structure. Every plan is different, and knowing the exact percentage you need to contribute to maximize the match is key. Second, automate your contributions. By setting up automatic deductions from your paycheck, you ensure consistency and remove the temptation to spend the money elsewhere. The chapter closes with an inspiring reminder: this isn't just about saving for retirement. It's about building the life you want. Every dollar you contribute and match you capture is a step closer to financial independence. By leveraging this free money, you're creating a safety net for your future self, empowering yourself to dream bigger and ensuring that your hard work pays off for decades to come. Maxing out your employer match isn't just a financial move. It's a declaration that you're serious about building wealth and securing your financial future. It's one of the simplest yet most powerful steps you can take on your millionaire mission. Chapter 4, Step 3, The Joneses Are Broke and Miserable. Pay off high-interest debt. One of the most powerful steps to achieving financial freedom is also one of the most liberating: paying off high-interest debt. In this chapter, we're reminded that debt is one of the greatest barriers to building wealth, and the longer you carry it, the more it drains your financial future. But perhaps the most eye-opening part of this step is recognizing that the Joneses, the people who seem to have it all, are often living in debt, just like you, and they're likely just as miserable as they are broke. The chapter starts with a sobering reality. Too many people are living paycheck to paycheck, chasing appearances, and burying themselves deeper in high-interest debt. The Joneses represent the outwardly successful, those who flaunt the latest gadgets, date fancy cars, or lavish lifestyles. But behind the scenes, many of these individuals are drowning in debt, paying high interest rates on credit cards and loans that leave them financially shackled. This facade of success hides the truth that many people are living well beyond their means, often with miserable financial futures. The first step to breaking free from this cycle is confronting the reality of your own debt. High-interest debt, such as credit card balances, payday loans, or other consumer debt, is the biggest wealth killer. Unlike low-interest debts like mortgages or student loans, high-interest debt compounds quickly, making it harder and harder to pay off. Every month you carry that balance, a large chunk of your payment goes toward interest rather than reducing the principal. This means you're stuck in a vicious cycle, and the longer you wait to tackle it, the harder it becomes to escape. This chapter presents a clear and actionable strategy. Focus on paying off high-interest debt first. By eliminating these debts quickly, you free up more money for savings, investing, and building long-term wealth. The psychological benefit of paying off debt is just as important as the financial one. Imagine the relief and confidence you'll feel once you're no longer burdened by credit card bills and loans that seem to grow bigger each month. The chapter also emphasizes the importance of prioritizing your financial goals over external pressures. We live in a culture that often equates success with material possessions, new cars, designer clothes, flashy gadgets. But true wealth isn't about keeping up with the Joneses. It's about building a secure future for yourself and your family. By focusing on paying off high-interest debt, you're making the smart, responsible choice to ensure your financial independence rather than living a life dictated by consumerism and the pressure to appear successful. An actionable tip shared in the chapter is the debt snowball method, paying off the smallest debts first to gain momentum and motivation. Once a smaller debt is paid off, you can focus on the next one, gradually eliminating your debt pile. This method not only helps you reduce your liabilities, but also gives you the psychological boost of seeing progress, making it easier to stay committed. The chapter closes with a compelling message. Paying off high-interest debt isn't just a financial strategy. It's an act of empowerment. It's about taking control of your future and stepping away from the toxic cycle of debt. The Joneses might look like they have it all, but in reality, they're trapped in a life of financial uncertainty. By paying off high-interest debt, you're choosing a path of financial freedom, security, and real success. One where wealth isn't about appearances, but about long-term stability and growth. Chapter 5, Step 4, Rainy Day Done Right, Reserves. Life is unpredictable. One moment, everything is going smoothly, and the next, an unexpected expense or emergency can throw everything off track. That's why building an emergency reserve is one of the most important steps in securing your financial future. In this chapter, the focus is on preparing for those inevitable rainy days, not just with a basic emergency fund, but with a well-thought-out, strategic reserve that provides real peace of mind and security. The first key idea presented is that an emergency reserve isn't just a nice-to-have safety net. It's a vital financial tool. It serves as a buffer between you and financial disaster, preventing you from falling into debt when life throws you a curveball. Whether it's a medical emergency, car repair, job loss, or a major home repair, these situations are often out of our control, and without an emergency reserve, they can quickly spiral into financial chaos. The chapter encourages readers to think beyond the typical advice of simply saving a few months of expenses. A true emergency reserve is designed not only to handle minor bumps in the road, but also to give you the flexibility and freedom to weather larger storms. The idea is to build a reserve that's large enough to protect your lifestyle without forcing you to dip into other savings, or, worse, rack up high-interest debt when the unexpected happens. How much should you save? The rule of thumb here is to save at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses. But the chapter offers a nuanced approach. Depending on your personal situation, such as whether you're single, married, or have dependents, you may need more. If you have a less stable job or work in an industry prone to layoffs, a larger reserve can provide the cushion you need to stay afloat during turbulent times. On the flip side, if you have a steady income and few financial obligations, a smaller amount may suffice. One of the most compelling points in the chapter is the emphasis on how an emergency reserve can shift your mindset. Knowing you have a financial safety net allows you to approach life with greater confidence. You can take risks with your career, pursue new opportunities, and even enjoy life's little pleasures without constantly worrying about the what ifs. It's not just about protecting your wallet, it's about protecting your peace of mind. The chapter also stresses the importance of separating your emergency fund from your everyday savings. Your emergency reserves should be easily accessible, but not so easily accessible that you're tempted to dip into them for non-emergencies. It's about striking the right balance between availability and protection. A high-yield savings account or money market account is a great place to store your emergency funds. Somewhere it's safe, earning a bit of interest, and separate from your daily spending. Finally, the chapter highlights the emotional and practical benefits of having a well-established emergency reserve. It's not just about avoiding financial crisis, it's about being proactive. Having the discipline to build and maintain an emergency fund gives you the freedom to make choices from a position of strength, knowing that whatever life throws your way, you'll be prepared. Building your emergency reserves isn't just a financial step. It's a foundational move that ensures you stay on track toward long-term wealth. By doing this right, you not only protect yourself from financial setbacks, but you also set yourself up to seize opportunities without the looming fear of falling off course. When you take the time to establish a strong financial buffer, you're building the confidence, resilience, and financial security needed to navigate life's uncertainties with ease. Chapter 6. Step 5. Tax-free Armageddon. Max out tax-free growth with Roth and/or HSA contributions. In the journey to wealth, it's not just about how much you earn, it's about how much you keep. One of the most powerful ways to grow your wealth is by minimizing the taxes you pay on your investments. This chapter reveals a crucial strategy for shielding your money from the taxman, maxing out tax-free growth opportunities through Roth IRA and health savings accounts, HSA contributions. The chapter opens with an eye-opening concept. Taxes can be the silent destroyer of wealth. As you build your financial portfolio, taxes chip away at your earnings, reducing the power of your investments. The key to overcoming this challenge is understanding and utilizing tax-free growth accounts, which allow your investments to grow without the burden of taxes eating into your gains. Two of the most effective tools for this purpose are Roth IRAs and HSAs. Let's start with the Roth IRA. The Roth IRA is a retirement account that offers one of the most powerful benefits: tax-free growth and tax-free withdrawals in retirement. With a Roth IRA, you contribute after-tax dollars, but when you retire and start taking withdrawals, you pay zero taxes on the growth of your investments. This tax-free income is a game changer. Imagine a future where you can access a large sum of your wealth without a chunk being siphoned off by taxes. The beauty of this strategy is that by contributing as much as possible to your Roth IRA early, you're locking in the tax-free growth for decades, allowing your wealth to multiply without the constant tax drag. The chapter also delves into the power of health savings accounts, HSAs. HSAs are often overlooked, but they are an invaluable tool in the fight against taxes. Like Roth IRAs, HSAs provide tax-free growth, but with an added benefit. They are the only account that offers triple tax advantages. First, contributions are tax-deductible, reducing your taxable income in the year you contribute. Second, the money grows tax-free. And third, when you withdraw the money for qualified medical expenses, it comes out tax-free as well. This makes the HSA a powerful tool for both saving for healthcare costs in retirement and growing your wealth without the interference of taxes. Maxing out your Roth IRA and HSA contributions isn't just about retirement savings. It's about creating a wealth-building machine that grows more efficiently over time. By contributing the maximum allowed each year, you're stacking the odds in your favor. Not only are you growing your money faster, but you're also reducing the tax burden that often hampers other traditional investment accounts. The chapter also provides strategic advice on how to prioritize these contributions. While the Roth IRA is powerful for retirement savings, the HSA can be a more urgent priority, especially if you have a high-deductible health plan, HDHP. This is because the HSA offers flexibility both for healthcare expenses and for retirement savings, and with tax-free growth, it provides a potent way to maximize your financial potential. Ultimately, the chapter stresses that maximizing Roth and HSA contributions isn't just an option. It's a necessity. As you build wealth, the power of tax-free growth through these accounts will set you apart. The tax-free Armageddon you face in the future, when taxes inevitably rise, can be avoided if you make these contributions a priority today. By taking full advantage of these tax-free growth accounts, you're ensuring that you keep more of your hard-earned money, accelerate your wealth building, and position yourself for long-term financial success. Chapter 7. Graduating from the basics and reaching the boiling point. In the journey to financial freedom, the first steps are often the most crucial, building a solid foundation. But as with any major pursuit, once the basics are mastered, it's time to graduate to the next level. In this chapter, the focus shifts from the fundamentals of financial security to more advanced strategies that set the stage for exponential wealth growth. The key message here is simple but powerful. Once you've established financial stability, it's time to reach the boiling point where your wealth begins to compound and grow at an accelerated pace. The chapter begins with a look at the difference between financial survival and financial prosperity. For many people, the early stages of their financial journey are about simply getting by, getting out of debt, building savings, and ensuring financial security. These are the essential steps, but they are only the beginning. The true wealth-building journey begins when you shift from surviving to thriving, from merely managing your money to aggressively growing it. This is where the real work starts, and it's where the magic happens. To reach this boiling point, you need to make intentional, strategic decisions that allow you to push beyond your comfort zone. It's about moving from being reactive with your finances to being proactive. The chapter emphasizes the importance of investment. While paying off debt, saving for emergencies, and contributing to retirement accounts are all crucial steps, they are just the foundation of a much more powerful wealth-building system. It's the act of investing, whether in the stock market, real estate, or other asset classes, that leads to true financial independence. One of the most compelling insights in this chapter is the idea of compounding wealth. Once you've tackled the basics, your focus should shift to making your money work for you. Compounding is where wealth grows exponentially, turning your initial investments into a snowball of ever-expanding returns. But to experience this, you must take action. The chapter stresses that it's not enough to simply have a savings account or contribute to a retirement fund. You need to invest in ways that actively grow your wealth. The chapter also touches on the mindset shift required to move from the basics to the boiling point. As you progress in your financial journey, you must evolve from a saver to an investor. This requires a shift in perspective. Instead of focusing solely on reducing expenses and saving money, you must focus on creating wealth through investment. It's about taking calculated risks and making smart financial decisions that have the potential to provide massive returns over time. Another key idea in the chapter is leveraging knowledge. The most successful investors aren't just lucky, they are informed. Educating yourself about investment strategies, market trends, and new opportunities allows you to make better financial decisions. As your financial journey progresses, learning and adapting becomes essential. The chapter concludes with a reminder that financial growth doesn't happen overnight. But once you've mastered the basics and start making savvy investment decisions, your wealth will begin to boil over. The real secret to building lasting wealth lies in your ability to move from the foundation to the next stage, where your money works harder than you do. Once you reach this boiling point, you'll no longer just be surviving financially. You'll be thriving, enjoying the benefits of years of strategic, disciplined financial decisions. Ultimately, this chapter is about embracing the mindset and strategies that allow you to graduate from the basics and start building significant wealth. By focusing on investment, leveraging knowledge, and taking calculated risks, you will set yourself on a path toward financial success, one that will continue to grow exponentially for years to come. Chapter 8, Step 6, Max Out Retirement Options. Chapter 8 focuses on a pivotal step in building long-term wealth, fully utilizing your retirement savings options. This chapter reveals that a secure financial future isn't built by chance. It's the result of intentional and strategic planning. By maximizing contributions to retirement accounts, you can supercharge your wealth building efforts, leverage powerful tax benefits, and set yourself on a path to financial independence. The retirement advantage. Retirement accounts are uniquely designed to give you an edge in growing your wealth. They provide a trifecta of benefits: tax advantages, compounding growth, and a structured approach to long-term investing. This chapter dives deep into how to make the most of these opportunities and why fully funding these accounts is a non-negotiable step toward financial freedom. The overarching message is clear: time is your greatest ally in building wealth. Every dollar you contribute to retirement accounts today has the potential to grow exponentially over decades. The chapter encourages readers to think of these contributions as seeds planted for a future harvest, small sacrifices now that lead to extraordinary rewards later. Employer-sponsored plans, your wealth foundation. The chapter begins by revisiting the importance of employer-sponsored retirement plans like 401ks or 403bs. While earlier steps focused on taking advantage of employer matches, free money, this step goes further. It's about maxing out your contributions to these accounts. The annual contribution limit for these plans is significant, currently $22,500 or $30,000 if you're 50 or older. The chapter emphasizes that while hitting these limits may feel ambitious, it's an investment in your future self. Fully funding these accounts allows you to take full advantage of tax-deferred growth, meaning your money compounds faster because it's not being eroded by taxes year after year. It also highlights how pre-tax contributions reduce your taxable income today, giving you an immediate financial benefit while you save for the long term. This dual advantage, short-term tax savings and long-term growth, makes employer-sponsored plans an essential cornerstone of wealth building. Roth options, diversifying tax strategies. While traditional retirement accounts offer tax-deferred growth, Roth accounts flip the equation. With Roth 401ks and Roth IRAs, you contribute after-tax dollars, but your investments grow tax-free, and withdrawals in retirement are completely tax-free. This chapter underscores the importance of tax diversification. By contributing to both traditional and Roth accounts, you're hedging against future tax uncertainty. If tax rates rise in the future, which many experts predict, having tax-free income from a Roth account could be a game changer. The chapter suggests considering your current and expected future tax brackets when deciding how to allocate contributions between traditional and Roth accounts. If you're in a lower tax bracket now, prioritizing Roth contributions could be especially advantageous. Self-employed? Don't miss out. For entrepreneurs, freelancers, and small business owners, this chapter offers tailored advice on maximizing retirement savings. It introduces options like CPU IRAs, simple IRAs, and solo 401ks, which allow self-employed individuals to contribute significantly more than traditional IRAs. These plans offer powerful benefits, including the ability to contribute as both an employee and an employer, effectively doubling your savings potential. The chapter encourages self-employed individuals to explore these options fully, as they often provide the fastest route to building substantial retirement wealth. Beyond the basics, exploring additional options. Once you've maxed out your primary retirement accounts, the chapter explores additional strategies to further accelerate your savings. These include: 1. Backdoor Roth IRA contributions. If your income exceeds the limits for direct Roth IRA contributions, the chapter explains how to use the backdoor Roth strategy to work around this restriction. By contributing to a traditional IRA and then converting it to a Roth IRA, high-income earners can still benefit from tax-free growth. 2. After-tax contributions to a 401k. Some employer plans allow after-tax contributions beyond the standard limits, which can then be converted to a Roth IRA, a strategy known as the mega backdoor Roth. This approach enables you to supercharge your retirement savings even further. 3. Health savings accounts, HSAs. Though primarily discussed in earlier chapters, HSAs are revisited here as a supplemental retirement vehicle, particularly for healthcare expenses in retirement. The discipline of automation. The chapter strongly advocates automating your contributions. By setting up automatic payroll deductions or transfers, you remove the temptation to spend that money elsewhere. Automation ensures consistency, and consistency is the key to reaching your retirement savings goals. This approach also helps you prioritize saving over spending, effectively making your retirement contributions non-negotiable. The chapter reminds readers that building wealth isn't about dramatic one-time actions. It's about steady, disciplined habits practiced over years. The cost of waiting. One of the most compelling sections of the chapter addresses the cost of delaying retirement contributions. It uses powerful examples to illustrate how even a few years of procrastination can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost growth. For instance, someone who starts saving $500 a month at age 25 could have nearly double the retirement savings of someone who starts at age 35, even if the latter contributes more per month. The takeaway is clear. The sooner you start maxing out your retirement options, the greater your rewards will be. Retirement planning as a wealth multiplier. The chapter concludes with a broader perspective on retirement planning. It's not just about creating a nest egg. It's about giving yourself freedom and flexibility in the future. By fully utilizing your retirement options, you're buying yourself options. The option to retire early, to pursue passions without financial constraints, or to weather life's uncertainties with confidence. This chapter makes a compelling case that retirement planning is the ultimate wealth multiplier. By maximizing contributions to tax-advantaged accounts, diversifying tax strategies, and staying consistent, you're setting yourself up for a future of abundance, independence, and peace of mind. Key takeaways. Fully fund your employer-sponsored retirement plans to take full advantage of tax-deferred growth. Incorporate Roth accounts into your strategy for tax-free withdrawals and future flexibility. Explore advanced strategies like backdoor Roth conversions or mega backdoor Roths for additional savings. Start as early as possible and automate your contributions to ensure consistency. This chapter is a powerful reminder that retirement planning is the cornerstone of a secure financial future. It's not just about reaching a financial goal. It's about creating the life you envision for yourself and your loved ones. Chapter 9, Step 7, Building That More Beautiful Tomorrow, Leverage Hyperaccumulation. This chapter takes the wealth-building journey to a pivotal stage, hyperaccumulation. It's the point where your efforts transition from steady progress to powerful momentum, creating a financial future that's not just stable, but extraordinary. The foundation you've laid, paying off debt, maximizing savings, and building reserves, has prepared you for this moment. Now, the focus shifts to unlocking the full potential of compounding growth and strategic investment to create a more beautiful tomorrow. What is hyperaccumulation? Hyperaccumulation is about leveraging your resources in a way that accelerates financial growth beyond what traditional savings strategies can achieve. It's the phase where your wealth begins to grow exponentially rather than incrementally. This isn't magic. It's the result of compounding returns, strategic decision-making, and staying the course over the long term. Compounding is the core driver. When you invest, your money earns returns. When those returns are reinvested, they generate even more returns. Over time, this snowball effect grows into a financial powerhouse. While compounding starts slowly, its true power becomes evident after years of consistent contributions. Hyperaccumulation means committing to this strategy and allowing time to work its magic, maximizing contributions and investment discipline. To fully embrace hyperaccumulation, the chapter emphasizes the importance of maximizing your contributions to investment vehicles like retirement accounts, taxable brokerage accounts, and other growth-oriented tools. The more you contribute, the more fuel you add to your compounding engine. However, simply contributing isn't enough. Investment discipline is equally critical. Markets fluctuate, and volatility can make it tempting to pull out during downturns. But hyperaccumulation requires a long-term mindset. The chapter underscores the importance of sticking to your plan even when markets dip, as history shows that staying invested through downturns leads to significant gains over time. Another critical point is diversification. A well-balanced portfolio reduces risk while maximizing potential growth. By spreading investments across various asset classes, you protect yourself from volatility while positioning your portfolio for long-term success. Time as your greatest asset. One of the most compelling messages in this chapter is the power of time. Hyperaccumulation works best when you start early and remain consistent. Even modest contributions made consistently over decades can grow into substantial wealth, thanks to compounding. For those starting later in life, the chapter offers reassurance. It's never too late to begin. While time amplifies growth, disciplined contributions and smart investment choices can still lead to significant results. The key is to focus on what you can control and take action now. Avoiding the temptation to overconsume. As wealth grows, so does the temptation to overconsume. The chapter warns against falling into the trap of lifestyle inflation, where increased income leads to higher expenses rather than greater savings. Hyperaccumulation thrives on maintaining a balance between enjoying your present life and securing your future. By avoiding unnecessary spending and channeling surplus income into investments, you keep your financial growth on track. The chapter frames this discipline not as a sacrifice, but as a conscious choice to prioritize long-term rewards over short-term gratification. The power of strategic investments. Hyperaccumulation also involves being intentional about where your money is invested. Beyond retirement accounts, the chapter highlights opportunities such as taxable brokerage accounts, real estate, or even alternative investments like private equity. The goal is to create a diversified portfolio that aligns with your risk tolerance and financial goals. The chapter emphasizes that this stage isn't about taking unnecessary risks, but about being strategic and intentional. Smart decisions made today will have a compounding impact on your tomorrow. Reaping the rewards of patience and discipline. Hyperaccumulation isn't an overnight process. It's the result of years of patience, discipline, and commitment to your financial plan. The chapter paints a vivid picture of what's possible when you stay the course. A future where you're not only financially independent, but able to pursue your passions, support loved ones, and leave a meaningful legacy. This stage is where financial freedom starts to take shape. It's the moment when you realize that your money is working harder than you ever could, allowing you to focus on the things that truly matter. Building that more beautiful tomorrow. The chapter ends with a call to action. Envision the future you want and use hyperaccumulation as the tool to build it. Whether your dream is to retire early, travel the world, or support causes close to your heart, this stage is your opportunity to make it happen. Hyperaccumulation isn't just about numbers or wealth. It's about creating a life that reflects your values and aspirations. By embracing this step with intention and perseverance, you take a decisive step toward building that more beautiful tomorrow. Chapter 10. Step 8. Funding the abundance goals. Prepay future expenses. In Chapter 10, the concept of funding the abundance goals takes center stage, introducing a powerful strategy to ensure financial security and create the life you've always dreamed of. The strategy revolves around a principle that shifts your mindset from just saving for retirement to paying forward your future desires. Prepaying future expenses. This proactive approach to finances doesn't just focus on saving money for the sake of accumulating wealth, but on strategically investing in the future you want to create. It's about removing financial burdens before they even exist. The power of prepaying. At its core, prepaying future expenses means taking steps now to cover your major financial obligations in advance. Instead of waiting for your bills to pile up or relying on debt to manage future costs, you actively set money aside to fund those obligations before they arrive. The chapter highlights that this method gives you the freedom to live without the looming anxiety of looming bills or unexpected expenses. It allows you to fully embrace the abundance mindset, where you see money not as a source of stress, but as a tool for building the life you desire. Prepaying future expenses is not about reckless spending or short-term gratification. Instead, it's about creating a solid financial foundation where your future goals are already funded. By strategically planning and putting money aside for expenses you know are coming, you reduce your reliance on debt and position yourself for long-term success. The concept of abundance goals. The chapter explains that abundance goals are those financial objectives that go beyond basic survival needs. They represent the lifestyle you want to live and the experiences you want to have. These are the goals that align with your values and give you a sense of fulfillment. They are about living a life of financial freedom, where you are in control of your finances, rather than your finances controlling you. These goals could include anything from funding your children's education, purchasing a dream home, taking yearly vacations, or setting aside money for retirement in a way that ensures you live comfortably and happily. To achieve these abundance goals, you need to have a clear vision of your future and a plan to bring it to life. Prepaying expenses isn't just a strategy for today, it's an investment in your long-term financial peace of mind. It's about ensuring that your dreams are already funded and that you're not scrambling for money when those big moments or goals arrive. How prepaying works in practice. Prepaying future expenses requires a careful and calculated approach to money management. The chapter outlines several practical ways to implement this strategy. 1. Eliminate debt before it becomes a burden. One of the most significant financial obstacles people face is debt. Credit card bills, mortgages, car loans, and student loans can weigh heavily on your finances, preventing you from living the abundant life you desire. Prepaying expenses involves aggressively paying down high-interest debt, eliminating it before it can prevent you from pursuing your abundance goals. The chapter advises that this is a foundational step. Freeing yourself from debt is one of the most powerful things you can do to build wealth. 2. Plan for big life events. Whether it's paying for college, buying a house, or funding a wedding, life events come with significant price tags. The chapter suggests preparing for these events in advance, not waiting until the last minute to scramble for funds. By saving up in advance and earmarking money for these specific expenses, you ensure that you can meet these goals without derailing your financial plans. This proactive approach takes the pressure off, allowing you to enjoy these milestones without the stress of financial insecurity. 3. Build a fund for future healthcare costs. Healthcare is one of the largest expenses that can sneak up on you, especially as you age. The chapter emphasizes the importance of prepaying for potential medical costs, whether it's through a health savings account, HSA, or by directly saving for future healthcare needs. By planning ahead, you can protect yourself from the uncertainty of medical expenses and ensure that your health and well-being aren't compromised by financial limitations. Number 4, save for large purchases in advance. Whether it's a new car, a home renovation, or an overseas vacation, large purchases are inevitable. Instead of relying on credit or loans, the chapter encourages saving for these purchases in advance, thereby eliminating the stress of paying off debt afterward. By incorporating this habit into your financial planning, you can maintain your financial independence and avoid falling into debt traps. 5. Set aside for unexpected future events. Life is unpredictable, and while we can't anticipate every challenge, we can still prepare for many of them. By setting aside funds for unexpected future expenses, such as emergencies or unforeseen life changes, you can weather those storms without derailing your financial goals. The chapter advises readers to establish an emergency fund that is specifically earmarked for future events that may arise, providing peace of mind and stability during tough times. The benefits of prepaying. Prepaying future expenses offers several key benefits. Freedom from financial stress. By removing future financial burdens, you free yourself from the stress of debt, late payments, and scrambling for funds when important expenses arise. Increased control. Prepaying expenses allows you to take control of your financial life. You are no longer at the mercy of your bills or the whims of unexpected events. Instead, you are proactive and strategic, ensuring that your financial future is secure. Long-term financial security. When you prepay for future expenses, you're laying the groundwork for long-term financial security. This gives you the freedom to pursue your goals and dreams without financial limitations. Abundant mindset. By setting aside money for future expenses in a purposeful way, you reinforce an abundant mindset. You start to see money as a tool for creating the life you want, rather than a source of stress. Living with purpose and abundance. In this chapter, the key takeaway is that you can build the life you want by prepaying for your future. It's about shifting from a reactive mindset to a proactive one, where you plan ahead and fund your biggest dreams and goals before they even arise. By creating a strategy that takes care of future expenses today, you eliminate the fear of financial uncertainty and open up opportunities to create a more beautiful tomorrow. Prepaying future expenses isn't just a strategy. It's a philosophy. It's about funding the life you want and ensuring that you are building a legacy of wealth, health, and happiness for yourself and your family. Chapter 11, Step 9, Debt Freedom. Prepay low-interest debt. In Chapter 11, the focus shifts to one of the most liberating financial strategies you can adopt, prepaying low-interest debt. While high-interest debt is often a major obstacle on the path to financial freedom, even low-interest debt can prevent you from building true wealth. This chapter emphasizes the critical importance of becoming debt-free, not just by eliminating the debts with the highest interest rates, but also by attacking low-interest debt that may be slowing down your wealth-building journey. This step is about shifting your mindset and strategy from merely managing debt to aggressively paying it off. By prepaying your low-interest debt, you free up more money to invest in wealth-building activities and secure your financial future. It's about achieving financial freedom and gaining control of your money so you can live your life with fewer financial burdens. The silent drain of low-interest debt. Low-interest debt, such as student loans, mortgages, or car loans, may seem less pressing than high-interest credit card debt, but it can still be a significant drain on your wealth. Even though the interest rates may appear manageable, the reality is that this type of debt prevents you from fully harnessing the power of your money. Every month, a portion of your income is committed to debt payments, and this reduces the amount you can save or invest. Over time, this slow leak in your finances can add up, preventing you from reaching your financial goals as quickly as possible. The chapter points out that while it may feel okay to have low-interest debt, it's still holding you back. The interest is still money that could have been put to better use, whether for investing, saving, or funding your abundant goals. The longer you drag out paying off low-interest debt, the more you limit your ability to grow wealth. The key to truly achieving financial freedom is to rid yourself of all debts, regardless of the interest rate. The psychological and financial freedom of debt-free living. One of the most compelling reasons to eliminate low-interest debt is the freedom it provides. Debt is a heavy psychological burden, and even if the payments are manageable, it can create constant stress. You may feel like you're always working for the bank instead of building your own wealth. This chapter dives deep into the idea that eliminating debt not only provides financial benefits, but also offers significant psychological relief. Debt freedom is an empowering feeling. Once you've paid off your low-interest debts, you begin to see your money as fully under your control. Without monthly debt obligations, you can direct your income toward growing your savings, investing, and funding your future goals. The weight of financial uncertainty lifts, and you open yourself up to new opportunities. This freedom doesn't just change your bank account. It transforms your entire approach to life. Why prepaying low-interest debt is so powerful. The chapter argues that prepaying low-interest debt should be a top priority on your wealth-building journey, even when the interest rates are lower than, say, credit cards or personal loans. The key reason is that paying down these debts faster accelerates your ability to accumulate wealth. When you make extra payments towards low-interest debt, the money that would have gone to interest is now freed up. By redirecting these funds into investments or high-return savings vehicles, you can generate wealth more quickly and efficiently. Prepaying debt, even with lower interest rates, also builds momentum. As you knock out loans, you feel a sense of accomplishment, which fuels your motivation to keep going. The progress you make by paying off these smaller debts will eventually create a snowball effect that propels you toward greater financial freedom. Practical strategies for prepaying debt. The chapter provides several actionable strategies to help you pay off your low-interest debts faster and more effectively. 1. Create a debt repayment plan. The first step to tackling low-interest debt is to develop a clear repayment plan. Make a list of all your debts, including their balances and interest rates, and determine how much extra you can contribute each month. Identify the debt that can be eliminated first and attack it with your extra funds. This approach allows you to see measurable progress, which motivates you to continue making extra payments. 2. Allocate extra funds to debt payments. One of the most effective ways to prepay low-interest debt is to direct any additional income, whether it's a bonus, tax refund, or side hustle earnings, straight toward debt repayment. The chapter stresses the importance of redirecting found money toward paying off debt instead of spending it on discretionary purchases. 3. Refinance when appropriate. Refinancing can be a powerful tool for reducing your debt burden. If you have loans with relatively low interest rates, but are still burdened by large amounts of debt, refinancing may be a way to reduce your monthly payments or consolidate your debt at a more favorable rate. However, the chapter advises you to use this option wisely and only if it truly helps accelerate your debt repayment and financial progress. Number 4, eliminate unnecessary expenses. To free up extra funds for debt repayment, it's essential to minimize unnecessary spending. The chapter suggests cutting back on non-essential items like subscriptions, dining out, or impulse purchases. By taking a hard look at your spending habits and eliminating wasteful expenses, you can dedicate more of your income to paying down debt. Number 5, focus on cash flow, not just debt payments. While paying off debt is crucial, the chapter also highlights the importance of focusing on your overall cash flow. This means working to increase your income, either by asking for a raise, developing new skills, or starting a side business. The more cash flow you have, the more you can allocate to prepaying debt, thereby accelerating your journey to financial freedom. The long-term benefits of debt freedom. The ultimate benefit of prepaying low-interest debt is long-term financial security. Once you are debt-free, you are no longer beholden to anyone, and your financial future becomes yours to shape. You can start investing aggressively for retirement, saving for major life events, and funding your goals without the constant pressure of monthly debt payments. Additionally, being debt-free allows you to take more calculated financial risks and seize opportunities. With no debt hanging over you, you can focus on creating wealth instead of simply managing obligations. This leads to a more prosperous, stress-free future. Key takeaways. Prepaying low-interest debt is essential for freeing up funds that can be invested in wealth-building opportunities. Even low-interest debt can limit your financial progress, so eliminating it allows you to build wealth faster. Create a debt repayment plan, allocate extra funds, refinance when appropriate, and cut unnecessary expenses to accelerate debt payoff. Debt freedom brings psychological relief, giving you control over your financial future and setting you up for long-term success. Chapter 11 teaches readers that debt freedom is the key to unlocking true financial independence. By prepaying low-interest debt, you pave the way for an abundance of opportunities, giving yourself the peace of mind and financial flexibility to achieve your goals and live the life you desire. Chapter 12. Understand your why and the abundance cycle. In Chapter 12, the spotlight shifts from financial strategies to the deeper, more personal reasons that drive wealth creation. Understanding your why and embracing the abundance cycle. This chapter teaches a profound lesson. The road to financial freedom isn't just paved with numbers and spreadsheets, it's fueled by purpose. Without a clear sense of why you're working toward financial independence, it's easy to lose motivation and give up on your goals. This chapter encourages you to reflect deeply on what truly matters to you, helping you uncover your deeper motivations that will sustain your efforts long-term. The power of knowing your why. At the heart of this chapter is the idea that to build lasting wealth, you need a compelling reason to do so. This is your why, the driving force behind every financial decision you make. Your why is more than just an abstract idea. It's the emotional connection you have to your goals. Whether it's providing financial security for your family, retiring early to travel the world, or creating a legacy of wealth for future generations, understanding what you truly value will empower you to keep going even when times get tough. The chapter emphasizes that the clearer and more specific your why is, the more powerful it becomes. It's not enough to say, "I want to be wealthy." What does wealth represent to you? Freedom, stability, opportunities, or perhaps the ability to give back? The chapter invites you to dig deep, asking yourself probing questions that lead to meaningful answers. By connecting your financial goals to a deeply personal mission, you create an unwavering foundation for your financial journey. The importance of emotional connection. Understanding your why is not just a matter of defining abstract goals. It's about tapping into your emotions and understanding the true impact wealth can have on your life and the lives of those you care about. When you have a strong emotional connection to your financial goals, you're more likely to stay committed and motivated, even when faced with setbacks or challenges. This emotional drive pushes you to make smarter financial decisions and take action when others might falter. The chapter explains that wealth building is not just about accumulating numbers. It's about creating a life that aligns with your values. Your why will guide you when faced with tough choices, helping you stay true to your vision and remain focused on your long-term goals. It's the difference between fleeting motivation and lasting commitment to your financial success. Introducing the abundance cycle. Once you understand your why, you are ready to tap into the abundance cycle, a powerful, self-perpetuating loop that drives both your financial success and personal fulfillment. The abundance cycle is a concept that revolves around the idea of abundance, not scarcity. It encourages you to approach money, wealth, and success with an open mindset, believing that there is always more to gain, rather than viewing wealth as a limited resource. The abundance cycle begins with giving. When you give, whether it's time, resources, or support, you create a flow of abundance that comes back to you in unexpected ways. Giving is not just about charity or philanthropy. It's about creating positive energy around money and wealth. The chapter stresses that when you help others, whether through mentoring, supporting causes, or even sharing your knowledge, you open the door to greater opportunities and rewards. This cycle continues as you receive and build wealth, which you can then reinvest into your goals and others. As you accumulate wealth, you will naturally feel compelled to give more, creating an ongoing cycle of financial growth and personal fulfillment. The key to the abundance cycle is that wealth is not a zero-sum game. There is always more to share, more to give, and more to receive. How to activate the abundance cycle. To activate the abundance cycle, the chapter outlines a few practical steps. 1. Start by giving. The first step is to start giving, whether it's through charitable donations, volunteering, or sharing your skills with others. Giving may seem counterintuitive when you're focused on building wealth, but it sets the foundation for the flow of abundance. Giving builds trust, opens doors to new relationships, and creates positive momentum in your life. 2. Invest in yourself. The abundance cycle also emphasizes the importance of investing in yourself, whether it's through education, skill development, or personal growth. When you invest in your knowledge and abilities, you increase your value in the marketplace and unlock new opportunities. This mindset shift allows you to embrace abundance, not just in material wealth, but in personal growth and experiences. 3. Reinvest into your goals. As you begin to accumulate wealth and resources, the next step is to reinvest those into your long-term goals. Whether it's building your business, purchasing assets, or funding investments, reinvestment helps compound the growth of your financial resources. By staying focused on your why, you ensure that your wealth is directed toward the life you want to create. 4. Share your abundance. Once you've built a foundation of wealth and abundance, share your success with others. Not only does this create a ripple effect of positivity, but it strengthens the cycle, as others are inspired to give back in their own ways. Sharing your success through mentorship, donations, or other forms of contribution continues the cycle of abundance for all involved. Breaking through scarcity mentality. The chapter highlights that the scarcity mentality, believing that there's not enough to go around, can be a major barrier to financial growth. This mindset keeps people trapped in fear and limits their potential. By embracing the abundance cycle and shifting your thinking toward abundance, you create the opportunity for unlimited growth. The chapter argues that wealth is not just about money. It's about an abundance of opportunities, experiences, and relationships. By adopting an abundant mindset, you open yourself up to a world of possibilities. Key takeaways. Understand your why. Your why is the emotional driver behind your financial journey. The clearer it is, the stronger your commitment to your goals will be. The abundance cycle. Wealth is not a limited resource. By giving, receiving, and reinvesting, you create a cycle of continuous growth and fulfillment. Shift from scarcity to abundance. Let go of the belief that there's not enough to go around. Adopt a mindset that believes in the infinite possibilities of wealth and success. Give and receive. Giving sets the stage for receiving and builds a strong foundation for both financial and personal growth. In Chapter 12, you're taught that understanding your why and embracing the abundance cycle are the keys to unlocking long-term success and wealth. When you know what truly motivates you and approach wealth with an open and giving mindset, you not only build financial security, but also create a life rich in experiences and fulfillment. Through giving, reinvesting, and nurturing the abundance cycle, you can turn your financial dreams into reality. Chapter 13, What I Do with My Money, the final chapter. As the final chapter of the book, What I Do with My Money serves as a culmination of the journey the author has led us through, transforming theoretical concepts into actionable steps for financial mastery. This closing chapter doesn't just reflect on the principles shared throughout the book. It takes you directly into the author's own financial world, revealing how he applies the strategies that have brought him success. This is where the rubber meets the road, where theory becomes practice. The power of taking action. The chapter opens with a bold, empowering statement. Knowledge alone won't build wealth. Taking action will. Throughout the earlier steps, you've learned valuable concepts about managing debt, saving, investing, and even shifting your mindset toward abundance. But in this final chapter, the author emphasizes that all of these strategies must be actively implemented to see true results. Without action, all the information is just noise. The author shares how he personally navigates these principles in his life, providing clarity on how to organize your financial life in a way that leads to real, tangible success. He doesn't just give generic advice. He gives you a window into his financial decisions, showcasing exactly how he has prioritized certain areas of his life to achieve his financial goals. This is the part where you see how it's done in real life, not just in theory. Where his money goes, focus on long-term growth. One of the key takeaways in this chapter is the focus on long-term wealth building. The author shares that he doesn't chase short-term gains or follow the latest trends in investing. Instead, he prioritizes investments that will pay off in the long run, even if it means forgoing immediate gratification. Whether it's stocks, real estate, or business ventures, the principle remains the same. It's about accumulating assets that will grow over time. He emphasizes the importance of creating multiple streams of income and diversifying investments to protect against volatility. His own financial portfolio is a reflection of this strategy. He doesn't put all his eggs in one basket. By carefully choosing where his money goes, he builds wealth steadily and consistently. It's about being strategic, not impulsive. The role of giving back. A key part of the author's strategy is incorporating generosity into his financial life. He discusses how part of his wealth goes toward charitable causes, community involvement, and investing in the well-being of others. This isn't just about writing a check. It's about creating a ripple effect of positive impact that aligns with his values. In this final chapter, the author underscores that building wealth isn't just for personal gain. It's also for creating a legacy, giving back, and helping others on their journey toward financial freedom. What's powerful about this insight is how it challenges the conventional view of wealth as a purely individual pursuit. The author sees his wealth as a tool to amplify positive change in the world, which in turn fuels his own sense of purpose and fulfillment. This perspective connects the idea of abundance with the practice of generosity, creating a full-circle approach to financial success. Sustaining wealth and avoiding complacency. In this last chapter, we also get a glimpse of the mindset required to sustain wealth once it's achieved. It's not enough to reach a certain financial milestone and rest on your laurels. The author stresses the importance of staying vigilant, adapting to changes in the economy, and continuing to grow financially. Maintaining wealth requires continued learning, investing, and making strategic decisions. He describes how wealth can be a double-edged sword. Without discipline, it's easy to fall into complacency. The final chapter reveals that those who succeed long-term are the ones who keep their eyes on their goals, avoid falling into the trap of overspending, and continuously reassess their financial strategies. This chapter emphasizes that wealth building is a dynamic process that requires sustained effort, adaptability, and a deep commitment to long-term goals. Closing the loop. As the final chapter draws to a close, the author brings the concepts of the previous chapters full circle. We began with the basics of money management, and now we see how those lessons translate into real-world financial success. This chapter is a practical, no-nonsense look at how to put the strategies outlined throughout the book into action and ultimately build lasting wealth. It's not just a checklist of tips. It's a guide to living a life where financial freedom is the outcome of conscious, purposeful decisions. By the time you finish the final page of this book, you're not just equipped with knowledge. You're empowered with a roadmap for achieving financial independence. You've learned the importance of action, long-term planning, diversifying investments, giving back, and maintaining a mindset of growth and discipline. The author's personal insights and transparency provide a model for how to apply these principles in your own life. Final thoughts. The message of Chapter 13 is clear. Achieving financial success is about more than just money. It's about understanding your values, making intentional choices, and taking consistent action to create a life of purpose and abundance. By focusing on long-term growth, avoiding shortcuts, and incorporating generosity, you not only achieve financial independence, but also build a meaningful legacy that will have an impact far beyond your own lifetime. As you finish this final chapter, you're left with a sense of clarity and confidence. You now have the tools, insights, and mindset necessary to continue your own financial journey, applying the lessons learned and creating your own path to lasting wealth. The book closes not just with advice, but with a challenge to live a life that not only generates wealth, but also contributes to the betterment of others and the world around you. The journey doesn't end here. It's only just beginning. And that's a wrap on Millionaire Mission, a 9-step system to level up your finances and build wealth by Brian Preston. If this audiobook left you inspired or sparked some new ideas, let's keep the conversation going. Drop a comment below. Tell me your biggest takeaway, what impressed you the most, or even how you're planning to put these steps into action. Also, I want to hear from you. What should we feature in the next video? Your suggestions could shape the future of the Book Lounge. Before you go, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss another life-changing audiobook. And here's a bonus just for you. Grab a free 1-page summary of everything we covered today by clicking the link in the description below. Thanks for listening, and until next time, keep turning pages and transforming your life.